Municipal Police, councillors, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, we want to thank the media for their patient and continuous support to the council. And we all know the purpose of this press conference today is to update the general public about the outbreaks in our local markets and as well the safety measures that council have taken into place to prevent such happening in the future. So without wasting much time, I will invite the market manager, then the chief of operation, deputy commissioner of police, then it will follow with the mayor, and we have our Q&A. So Mr. Njai, you are welcome.
Madam Chair, the Lord Mayor, CEO, councillors, directors here present, the municipal police present here, members of the media, good morning to you all. As Madam Chair said, the purpose of this press conference is to give an update of the current situations due to the fire outbreaks that are taking place within our markets and council's stand on the safety precautions in the near future. Yes, we all witness within this particular month, we have witnessed the fire outbreak at Latikunda Sandika and recently at the Sarakunda market, which is a very unfortunate situation. Council have invited victims. They sat with the mayor, discussed a lot. And for that of Latikunda, which is not within our management, council have also engaged the landlord and the vendors market committee that is at Latikunda market in order to put things across. Today we will witness another presentation which is a step ahead in trying to put fire extinguishers in all our 18 markets within this municipality, plus the municipal police offices that are within these markets, which is definitely a plus to council, which the market vendors, including my management, will really appreciate. Again, also, within this shortest possible time, council have engaged the vendors market committee that is at the Sandika, and a place has been identified, and we unanimously agreed that the Sandika needs to be moved ASAP, and council have put up modalities to make so wherever they're going to be relocated, it's built and put to standards. So as the markets manager, I would like to thank the mayor and team, including the CEO and councillors and the entire municipal police, together with the fire service, the NDMA and the police for their support during the period. On that note, I thank all of you. Thank you so much.
The press, good morning everybody. The purpose of the parade is in line with the current fire outbreaks at the market. As you are all aware, it's not a profit-making institution. KMC is service delivery. People are paying tax, and the council is paying back to them by rendering essential services. And also part of our responsibility is to protect life and property. So with regards to the current outbreaks at the market, under the dynamic leadership of the Lord Mayor Talib Ahmed Bensouda, deemed it prudent, then the council have to react ASAP. First, the Sandika where it is located is decongested. So part of the programs, we are going to locate the Sandika. But as of now, we will allow the vendors to be selling and playing their pallets and sell there. So the next thing is the council have a meeting with NAWEC yesterday, and they all endeavor to work hand in glove in future, because as you can see, most of the markets, the electric wirings are outdated. So it's like we are going to constitute a task force that will comprise the NAWEC, KMC, Gambia Police Force, SIS, and all the fire services and all the relevant stakeholders to review the wiring system in all the markets and the council installations, and also the NAWEC will come up there with their own recommendation as how to move on. So as you can see, the council have procured 44 fire extinguishers. We have almost 150 officers within the markets. So we are going to redeploy more to reinforce the markets. As you can see, because if there's any fire outbreak, our local securities at the market are the first respondent. So sometimes what happens is like the scenario at Latrikunda and at Serakunda. When fire ignite, when they call the police, especially I'm the first person to be called as chief of operation. I always call the Gambia Police Force and the fire and ambulance services, because two things. Gambia Police Force are there to protect life and property. Normally, if there are outbreaks, there are people there who are looters. So the essence of calling the task force is to protect lives and property. Fire service are the first respondent to any fire outbreaks. So this is why always these are the two people. We also endeavor with NAVEC that with henceforth, if there is any fire outbreak, we will both agree, we will constitute a task force committee that will work ASAP to establish the cause of the fire before any of the board institutions to go ahead with any press relief or to give any cause of the fire. So we thank the management, the council under the leadership of the Lord Mayor and the CEO, that we are ready to fight. We are here to represent the people, and we will fight to make sure to ensure to mitigate the risk of the fire in the market. Thank you very much.
Good morning to everyone present. I want to acknowledge the Deputy Commissioner of Police, Mr. Seini Sanyang. I want to acknowledge the Market Manager, Mr. Mudu Njai, and all the wonderful officers and security personnel of the Kanifing Municipality. We have had tragic events during the month of Ramadan that has caused major damage and havoc to many of the vendors in the market. The first fire being in the Latrikunda Sabeji market. It happened on Sunday, 16th of March, 2025 at 1 a.m. when most of our residents were asleep and most of the market was vacant. I was called by the DCP to inform me during those early hours, and of course I verified with the market manager. The area in which was burnt is not a market property. It was a private residence or private plot of land rented to some market vendors that turned it into a sandika. That fire damaged 9 kiosks in that particular market, causing millions of dollars of damage of goods and property. We visited the scene and we established the facts. I was there with the Alkalolu, Mr. Kujabi, the National Assembly member of Latrikunda Sabeji, Yaya Menteng Sanyang, the Honorable Councillor Ansumana Bayo, the fire chief, the market committee members and the market president, the market manager and other members. We did establish that indeed is not a market property, but then again it is still Gambians who have lost their property, and we sympathize with them dearly. From there we invited them to the Kanifing Municipal Council, to my office, where we met them and we discussed areas and means where we could intervene along with the National Disaster Management Authority or agency. We also established that the market committee of Latrikunda Sabeji will work with the market management to look at and review the wiring in that particular market, because based on eyewitness accounts, it was caused by a spark. The next fire happened soon after, on Monday, 30th March 2025, which was the day after the Korite celebration, this Korite feast, and this was at Serakunda Sandika. It happened around 2:30 a.m. I was again called by the DCP, and also I verified with the market manager. I woke up and left my residence. At 4 a.m., I drove myself to the market while the fire service was there to see what was happening. And indeed, I did witness the disaster. 12 sheds, or in our local language, bars, were damaged along with millions of dollars of goods. Those sheds particularly house many vendors at any point in time. So several vendors, up to about 40 or 50, suffered losses, the value of which is in the millions. With both disasters, we invited the Sandika people. They left my office few days back. And again, we established what was damaged and who was affected. But I have several people I want to thank. And of course, starting with the Gambia Fire Services. Whenever we call them, they do respond. And they do their best with the equipment they have. So we thank them for their sacrifice. I also want to thank the market manager Modu Njai and his team for their effort to always ensure that our markets are safe. I also want to thank the municipal police led by Seni Sanyang for always being on call, because whenever these fires happen, they're always on the ground. Now, there's many people who I haven't mentioned, but of course I don't know their names. And these are the members of our community. Because in all these fires, along with the fire service, we have community members, especially youths, who come out in their numbers to try and also salvage what goods they can and protect lives. I also want to thank the press, because they're always there to cover these events, to update the general public. So thank you to those who are also here today. But let's thank Allah, because in all these events, we have not heard of any injuries or deaths. And that is the most important thing. We are here today to show that we are learning from some of these issues and reacting accordingly. We have taken several steps after those events, and we are going to continue to take measures to ensure we not only prevent fires, but also create standard infrastructure to ensure that even if they happen, they are mitigated and the damage is limited. As our Deputy Commissioner of Police said, under the leadership of the Commissioner of Police, Mr. Ibumbu, they will provide these fire extinguishers to people in the front line. Fire is time sensitive. The faster you can react to it, the more you can limit the damage. We are providing 44 fire extinguishers to 17 markets, 3 council installations, and to force responders. These extinguishers, well placed and with the right people, with the right training, will ensure if fires occur that they are handled effectively. Also, the council is reinforcing our markets. As the Commissioner of Police has rightly said, as of now we have 112 police and security officers stationed at our various markets. But we will increase their numbers and reinforce them with more officers. We will deploy 20 more officers to the various markets. Also, we have HG company led by Mr. Habib Jite, who's here present, who will train our officers to be fire marshals. He will train all our officers to know how to firefight and handle this equipment, and he will certify them. That training will start effective today. He will also go ahead and work with our municipal police office to do a risk assessment in all the council installations, especially our markets, to ensure that any risk is mitigated accordingly. We will also work with the National Water and Electricity Company, NAWEC, who are our dear neighbors. I know there's been a bit of a push and pull as to the cause of the fire. It is never KMC's intention to tarnish any institution's image. All the things that are reported from KMC are from eyewitness accounts, because a thorough investigation has not yet been concluded. However, our directors have met with their NAWEC counterparts yesterday, Thursday, the 3rd of April, 2025, at the NAWEC headquarters, where they had a fruitful meeting. They have agreed on many important points. The most important point is that NAWEC and KMC will set up a task force. That task force will review all the illegal connections in our markets and ensure that these illegal connections are disconnected and done properly. They will also ensure that going forward, this task force will also train KMC electricians on how to mitigate wiring problems in these markets. Of course, I cannot go without acknowledging that the President, the head of state, has visited the Sandika. I would have personally liked to be there, but just to put the record straight, KMC was not informed officially. I was not informed officially of his visit. It is never our intention to have the President visit any of our installations without me, the head of the region, and the mayor of the council being on the ground. So we urge them moving forward to ensure there's effective communication sent in a timely manner to the council, so the head of the municipality, in my person, will be on the ground to receive him and also give the council's perspective. Nevertheless, when we heard the information informally, we contacted some of our councillors who were close to the area. The business councillor, MC Cham Jr., was on hand to receive the head of state. The councillor of Bakote, Lamin Jemme, who also doubles as the chairman of the markets committee, was on hand. The deputy commissioner of police, Seni Sanyang, was on hand. Modu Njai, the market manager, was on hand. And I think they did an amazing job in making sure the head of state was made abreast with the issues revolving around the incident. However, I must also register my disappointment in some of the ministers. I've heard their comments, and some of the political operatives. Fire cannot be politicized. Damage to Gambians cannot be politicized. This is not a party issue, it's a national issue. When there's a disaster, what we must do is put our politics aside, put partisanship aside, and come together as Gambians to solve the problem. Come together as leaders to help our people. But nevertheless, KMC will continue to work with all stakeholders, including the Gambia government and its agencies, the head of state himself, and the office of the president, to ensure we continuously improve market infrastructure to ensure our citizens sell in a safe manner. I want to end by saying to the victims, we are doing everything we humanly can to ensure that moving forward, they can go back to their business as soon as possible to feed their families and to help their loved ones. Also, I must note, the Sandika, especially in Serakunda, which is a council property, cannot continue to be where it is. The area is congested, it is by a hospital, the access routes are very thin, and we know there are large trucks coming all the way from Guinea-Conakry